Well, after the Democrats hit the stage for their first ever debate, we heard about what the politicians and pundits thought of their performance. But what do the voters think? Isn't that most important? Here to give them the dial treatment as one of the partners of Maslansky Partners is Lee Carter. Lee, welcome back.
Thanks so much.
So we were able to take this 3 hours, break it down to a few big questions. The first one was when they all of them were asked who their big enemy was. For Hillary, it was...
For Hillary, she talked a lot about a bunch of different folks. She talked about the Republicans. I think we should take a look at the soundbite and then see how they did. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, here it is.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt once said, "I ask you to judge me by the enemies I have made." You've all made a few people upset over your political careers. Which enemy are you most proud of? Secretary Clinton?
Well, in addition to the NRA, the health insurance companies, the drug companies, the Iranians, probably the Republicans.
Well, so that was her sense of humor. We heard the laughs from amongst the Democrats. So how did the Democrats respond? How did the independents respond?
The Democrats loved it. They gave it already a minus. I mean, you saw the dials climbing there. The independents overall, they were climbing along. They liked it okay. It was sort of partisan, so they gave her a C. Republicans obviously said it's too far. The thing that was disappointing here is that a lot of the Republicans were liking the message that they heard from Hillary. She did a really good job in the debate, but unfortunately, every time she slammed them during the debate, it just did her no favors.
Right, and she did talk about how she does work with the Republicans, but that kind of ruined it, I guess. Meanwhile, the key moment for me was to see what her opponents were going to say about her email problems that she's having. So let's take a look at the question and the opportunity that Bernie Sanders had and what he did with it. Look.
Let me say something that may not be great politics, but I think the Secretary is right. And that is that the American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Well, yeah, the blue and the red. What happened here?
This was like Spaghetti Junction. Everybody sat there in shock. Nobody really knew what to make of it. They said, I mean, what I heard over and over again from Republicans, Democrats, and independents was, you know, what I really liked about this debate was that they were all so civilized for each other, and everybody was so nice to each other. So while they weren't letting Hillary off the hook, and they're saying, I'm not sure I trust her, they did like that these people gave each other respect and props. And so this one, I didn't really give a grade because everybody was sort of in shock that it was so civilized.
It's just so odd because that's what we're always going to walk away with. We're going to remember that debate for that moment.
Exactly.
And yet we still don't have a decisive verdict on it. Meanwhile, Hillary loves the fact that she's a woman and that she's running on that and that she could break a barrier by becoming the first female president. Hear the words and then watch the reaction.
How would you not be a third term of President Obama?
Well, I think that's pretty obvious. I think being the first woman president would be quite a change from the presidents we've had up until this point, including President Obama.
This year has been the year of the outsider in politics. Just ask Bernie Sanders, why should Democrats embrace an insider like yourself?
Well, I can't think of anything more of an outsider than electing the first woman president.
Well, she went back to that twice. The Dems gave her a B, you gave her the B. That's the reaction. Independents gave her a D, and so did the GOP.
It's not an answer. I mean, for people who already liked her, they said, that's great. You're a woman. I want to vote for you. I'll give you a B. But for the independents and for the Republicans who are just not sure about her, they're like, give me a reason. Tell me why you're different. Tell me why you're an outsider. Tell me what you're going to bring that's new and different. And it's not an answer. And so, unfortunately, it just didn't work for them.
Well, it didn't. And to have someone who is First Lady, Senator, and now Secretary of State claim to be an outsider, you have to suspend disbelief.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Lee Carter, thanks so much.
Thank you.